Welcome back to the PCC Podcast. A little bit of a revival here. So this is episode number 62. And as you've probably noticed, we've had a couple of episodes that are taken from our PCC live event and other things that we've been able to repurpose to buy some time. And they are valuable episodes. If you listen to them, I hope that you enjoyed and you gained a lot of value from it. But I needed a little bit of a break from podcasting because a lot has gone on behind the scenes. So this episode is called Who is PCC and what do we stand for as a company and as a mission? And this is a question that honestly, I just couldn't answer for the longest time. Like I was so out of touch with and disconnected from my core mission for a very long time. And I want to explain basically what some of the changes are here at PCC and why I'm so excited to be back and what our vision is for our content, for social media, for how we want to do our messaging, for how we want to put out things in the future, and how we want to serve you. So I'm really excited for this episode and really excited as a whole. It's a really good season of change and growth. So update on 2024. Oh my God, this year has been so crazy. And it's been crazy in a lot of ways that have just taught me so many lessons. So we've had a lot of change behind the scenes in the past couple months at PCC where I have stepped back into the head coach role for the first time since 2023, beginning of 2023. And I have also stepped into a full-time coach role where I have a full roster of clients myself. And you guys know who you are. You're amazing. And I absolutely am just loving it where I get to work directly with clients one-on-one. I actually took on a couple of new clients myself in the past couple of weeks, but now I am capped out and I will be working with this roster for the foreseeable future. But I'm just loving it. And I'm loving getting reconnected with coaching and how I push people and how I grow them. And it's really, really fun. And so basically these changes have really been an eye-opener for me because I didn't realize how much I really wasn't in touch with my mission, my vision, and really what I stand for. And so I think whenever you go through hardship, you wonder in the moment, why me? Why is this happening to me? Why is the world against me? And it's really easy to develop a victim mindset going through hardships and trials. And ultimately, just with building a business, it's just hard. It's just what I signed up for. I signed up for what some of my mentors, they say, building a business, it feels like you're getting kicked in the balls about 80-90% of the time. Another 8% of the time, you're just feeling lost and confused. And then 2% of the time, you feel like you're winning and you're on top of the world. And that just couldn't be more true. But I love it and I signed up for it. And it's ultimately what makes me grow as a human being. And embracing challenges is a really important part of the growth process. And so what I was not in touch with was the fact that I love to really challenge people and their perspective towards their potential. And it really wasn't until I got my feet back into coaching and seeing what our clients are saying and what they're struggling with and really where their roadblocks are, to where I don't see the world the same way that they do in those situations. And so I've just been challenging them. I've just been saying, hey, what if you looked at it this way? What if we change our perspective to this? And then we can change our tactical approach like this. And then you can actually get momentum, see results, and move forward in that way. And we've actually broken so many clients out of their plateaus and helped them move forward. And that has been the most exciting thing, is seeing those weight loss graphs start trickling down, to see the consistency charts just blowing up, and to see the morale boost. So that has been incredible. And so really what's important to me as the owner of Permanent Change Coaching, I started this business in 2016. And I started this business because honestly, and I tell this story all the time, well, maybe not enough, but I tell the story of how I started this business where I was really like an 18-year-old kid. It was March of 2016. I was a month away from turning 19. And I was beginning my first semester of college. I had started a semester late in the spring. I was studying kinesiology, wanted to go into this field. I was already training clients in person since the prior summer when I graduated high school. And so I really was enjoying it, but I was really burnt out. And what I didn't realize was I was burnt out not because of in-person training actually being a problem, but because I didn't have people skills. And so I was really socially awkward, self-conscious. I also was the youngest person on the staff, so I was always kind of like looking over my shoulder and second guessing, like, is everybody else judging me? Do they think I know what I'm doing? Am I kind of holding myself up to a standard enough? That was what was exhausting. No doubt about it. So I was feeling really burnt out from that. So I started seeing names online, such as, and you might recognize these names, Lauren Conlin, BioLane, so Lane Norton, some of the researchers in the field, so Eric Helms, Eric Trexler, the Stronger by Science guys, the 3DMJ guys, all bodybuilders, because that's what I was into at the time. But they were posting online, coaching online, making a career out of this. Back in 2016, the online coaching space was not what it is today at all. You could literally just post like, hey, taking coaching clients, want to sign up? And like 20 people would come knocking at your door. Those are the days. Those are the days to start building a business. But I was like naive, and I was like, I just like really don't want to go into a gym and have to follow people around the gym. I love my clients, but like that was tiring for me and all of the social anxiety part. And so I started an online business at that time. I threw up a website on sitebuilder.com. It was free because I didn't have any money. I was like 19. And I was like, all right, let's do this. And the website's super funny. It was a picture of me in my car, like a selfie as like the home screen of the website, and then a bunch of like workout selfies as like the advertising photos. And then I started advertising on Instagram. I started a YouTube channel and started posting twice a week on YouTube, every single day on Instagram, and grew my following naturally and organically to about 10,000 that year in 2016, from like February, March to like November. And that's because the algorithm then was like, it rewarded you for posting a lot. So I just posted like 3 times a day, every day. It had nothing better to do, and it grew a lot because people liked my recipes and my inspiration. And then I basically grew slow and steady from there, where I had kind of built my client base and kind of weaned away from in-person training by October of 2016. And then we were full-time online since then. And I made it my goal in 2018 to take all my bills from my mom, because she was helping me out because I was 18, 19 years old, and I'm so grateful for that. But I was like, I want to be independent. So by 2018, I had achieved that goal. And then I decided in 2021 to grow and scale and build a team. And I didn't realize there was more that could be tapped into in the online fitness industry. I was doing pretty well for myself, but I wanted to take it a step further. And I had my mentors, who I'm still with now. One of the salespeople told me, oh yeah, a couple tweaks, we could double, triple your business. And I go, tweaks? I've worked my whole adult life for this, and you're telling me a couple of tweaks could just skyrocket my business? I was like very insulted because I had worked so hard to build what I had built up to that point. And I was like, well, if you're that confident that you can say that nonchalantly to me and offend me, there must be something to this. And so I learned hiring, leadership, delegation, and we grew really, really fast. So this is where the story kind of comes full circle here. We grew very fast because I had spent about 6 or 7 years building trust with and educating and giving to my audience without asking for anything, because I didn't know how to actually ask for clients. So I didn't know how to ask, I didn't know how to charge, I didn't know anything. So when I finally posted with their formulas, their frameworks, the appropriate marketing, we blew up. So I was hiring left and right. We were bringing on salespeople, coaches, other staff, because I was like, holy crap, we can't keep up with the demand. This is incredible. And then, the honeymoon phase of that was over in about a year and a half. We started to stabilize, but I just didn't know what I didn't know at the time of how fast time goes, but how slow you really have to look at things. Like you really need to set goals on like an annual basis, not a monthly, not a quarterly basis. And I thought like, okay, we'll stabilize for a couple of months, then we'll grow again. And I was wrong. And really what we needed was at that point to solidify mission, vision, core values. But I was so bogged down in trying to run the business, trying to grow the business, trying to lead the team, trying to hold integrity, that I didn't have any juice left to have a vision. So I just said, okay, growth is the vision. And people could get behind that enough, and it wasn't half-hearted, and I still wanted to make an impact. So people followed. So we kept pushing and pushing and pushing, but we kept hitting this ceiling. And it really wasn't until I had to make some hard decisions. The business was bleeding cash left and right, lots of leaky holes in the bucket, lots of me not being able to hold people accountable because of how spread thin that I was, that some people were underperforming, there were more leaks in the bucket, etc. Led me to a bunch of hard decisions that had to culminate through the entire year of 2024, where this entire year I have questioned everything. But the thing that I constantly come back to is I got into this for a reason, and I'm here for a purpose. And any other alternative that I've run in my head, corporate job, go be a COO somewhere else, go work for someone else, find other opportunity. I know that I can grasp plenty of other opportunities. I'm sure I could thrive in other environments, but God, I just don't want to work for anyone else. And I really want to do this. But it really wasn't until I faced those hard decisions that the business put me up against, that I put myself up against, because eventually I created those situations, that I had to learn. I had to really get humble, and I had to learn what is best for the business is not best for me and my emotions at the time, and make some hard calls. And then from there, really the challenge became the blessing, where after all was said and done, I was able to settle into my routine now as head coach, coaching, tapping back into, honestly, the Marissa that I was in 2016 through 2021, feeling like I'm in the driver's seat. I'm a damn good coach, and I freaking love what I do. And I love helping people level up, and I love seeing our clients' wins. And that's been a lot of fun. So, all that to say, the background of the business, the background of the mission and the vision, I got into this because I wanted to pay my journey forward. I had a toxic relationship with food. I felt uncomfortable in my body. I yo-yoed for so long, and I felt like I was falling victim to every trap that came towards me online. So I wanted to pay that forward. And we went through the rocky ups and downs, and I'm sure we will continue to, but I'm grateful for it. And after all said and done, the dust is cleared, the dust has settled. I'm really proud of the person that I've become. And that's really the reason that I do this, is because when you go on a challenging transformational journey, you become a better version of yourself. And I've become someone who is no longer as attached to controlling the way that others view me. I've become someone who is more assertive and firm in my leadership. I'm someone who's much more firm and assertive in my vision and what I want for the company and for our clients. And that's the kind of transformation that I stand for. When it comes to you and your journey, the physical transformation is just the outer layer of the person that you have morphed into in the process. When you start your journey at PCC, typically, our clients are self-conscious, intimidated, unconfident in themselves or their abilities, and really just don't have a firm grasp on themselves and their passion, their vision, and their vigor for life. They're just surviving. And so when you go through this transformation, there's actually a quote that I reposted yesterday. It was, everybody's jealous of what you have, but nobody's jealous of how you got it. Right? So they're not jealous of the hard work that you put in for the years and years and years to get there. And so, no one's jealous of the fact that you woke up at 5 a.m. to wake up and get a workout in before your kids were up, and then make breakfast for yourself and for everyone, and make those sacrifices, and wonder, why does it feel like I have no time in the day in between, all my tasks for my fitness, my work, and I'm pouring into so many things and I'm really tired. Is it worth it? And the answer is yes, because when you get on the other side of that, it's hard, it's challenging. It really pushes you to just be a more resilient and disciplined version of yourself. And I think we're in a society that has softened, that thinks that that's a bad thing, that thinks that working hard, making sacrifice is bad because it's uncomfortable in the moment, but it's not. It's actually the most beautiful thing. And so the sacrifices that I've made in my fitness journey, in my business journey, that our clients are making are worth the payout at the end, because when you are that version of yourself, you are that much more abundant and free and energized and loving, and you have so much more to live for. And we here at PCC, we want to push you to that higher standard. We're not going to accept mediocre. We're not going to accept complacency. We're going to do it with kindness and grace and meet you where you're at and help you with baby steps along the way. But we're going to challenge you to get there, because that's what makes life worth living. That's what makes it beautiful. And so that is the mission that I stand for. And just remember that when you're faced with hard things, when you're faced with challenges, when you're questioning why you even started this journey in the first place, that it is worth it, that you can get there, and that you're capable, and it's going to be amazing as you transform to that other version of yourself. So all that to say, it's been a wild year. We're doing some really special stuff in the next couple of weeks to celebrate that, to close out the year strong. And I just want to say thank you to our clients who have been gracious and patient and understanding in these changes and with working with me. And I've had so much fun doing it, and I can't wait to keep learning from you. From those who have supported me and my business the whole way through, it really means the entire world to me. And those of you who are listening now, who are considering making a change with us, I'm honored, and I'm blessed to be able to work with you and help you transform and facilitate that change. So that's me, that's the mission, that's PCC, that's what we stand for, who we stand for, and what we do. Thank you so much for listening, because I know your attention is your most valued resource that we could have, and I will see you back here in the next one.